Jamal Murray with another 37-point effort. Remember in game 2, he had 23 of his 37 in the fourth. Here, he scores 30 in the first half, 7 in the second half. So doing a little different. Also, the fact that Denver was able to absorb a run by the Lakers in the third quarter because Jokic picked up his fourth foul with about 7:20 to play, goes to the bench. And at the end of 3, it's still 84-82 Denver. So even when the Lakers push, the Nuggets absorb the blow and they punch back to take a 3-0 series lead and now 1 win away from their first NBA Finals in franchise history. Get some instant analysis. Welcome in CBS Sports NBA writer Brad Botkin. Brad, this Denver team is so good. No question why they're the number 1 seed. But what did you see specifically in that third quarter when the Lakers make a run with Jokic on the bench and Denver still able to absorb the Lakers' best punch?
That was the key stretch of the game. And right away, we've got to credit Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I think he made 4 threes in that third quarter, that stretch that you're alluding to when Jokic was out. I want to give Aaron Gordon a lot of credit for the defensive work. He was really stout on the interior, holding up that area with Jokic out. And collectively, I think, Hakeem, what we want to draw attention to, what I would like to talk about with this Denver team, is in these tough moments. You talk about it. Jokic goes out, 4 fouls on the road. Lakers, desperation time. LeBron, AD. This Denver team has been together a long time. The core of it has been around with Porter and Murray. They traded for Gordon in 21 and Jokic, and Mike Malone has been there. And we're seeing a team that hasn't gotten to show itself when it was healthy. I think they were the best team in the league after they traded for Aaron Gordon in 2021, and then Murray goes down with the ACL injury right before the playoffs. We're now seeing what they visualized when they made that trade for Aaron Gordon. This is a team that has been together, that is cohesive, and in these tight moments, which they could have went awry tonight, they've been together and they can hold firm.
11-3 this postseason. They shot 50% from the floor. And you mentioned the cohesion and the consistency this Denver squad has. You got guys like Jeff Green coming off the bench who's been with the Nuggets for a couple seasons. He hits a big 3. But then also a guy like Bruce Brown. He's in his first season with the Nuggets and just fits in seamlessly. 15 points off the bench for him, 6 of 11, playing 28 minutes, valuable minutes for this Denver squad. Look, this series is figuratively over because no team's ever come back from an 0-3 deficit. We've seen 3-1. We saw LeBron and the Cavaliers come back 3-1 in the 2016 NBA Finals. But ain't no one ever come back from an 0-3 deficit. When you look at what the Lakers did here, right? I mean, because they did their best in this game, but they just came up short. What went wrong? Where did they have those holes? Where was the weakness for the Lakers, specifically here in Game 3 as they find themselves down 0-3?
Yeah, listen, we're seeing some holes here in terms of their lineup versatility or lack thereof. If they play Vanderbilt, which they want to do for defensive reasons, we saw the Nuggets leaving him in the corner. If they want the secondary playmaking of D'Angelo Russell, he's getting exposed defensively. So they're having to compromise offensive and defensive lineups. They got to go with one or the other. The Nuggets don't have to do that. Your very best teams don't have to often make that dramatic of a decision with their lineups. So whichever way they go, the Nuggets have a way to expose them. And when you play with a guy like Jokic, on top of that lineup versatility, guys like Jeff Green, we're seeing the corner 3 there, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Bruce Brown, Jamal Murray, they're all going to get such good shots consistently that suddenly these role players really start finding a rhythm because their half-court offense is as effective as anyone. You know, you look down the stretch of this game, how often, you mentioned Jamal Murray, he's the guy that goes for 30 in the first half. Jokic has a tough role. He was not getting a friendly touch all night, but then he gives you 14 or 15, whatever he did in the fourth quarter. They kind of take turns. At the end of this game, they're running inverted pick and rolls with their 5-man, Nikola Jokic, handling the ball, and Jamal Murray setting the screen. That's how much versatility this Denver team has. And I just think we can nitpick some of the things the Lakers did tonight. I really think that lineup compensation they're having to deal with is a big deal. They don't make enough threes to make up for it. But really, I think we are just seeing a better Denver team. You know, I think the Lakers have maxed this out a little bit. And Denver, we talk about the parity and how good are these teams at the top, and is Denver a legit 1 seed? Yeah, they are. They're the best team in the league right now, I think, and the Lakers are finding that out.
So I want to get your take, because I'm sure a lot of fans at this point, and I'm sure the NBA, they won't say it, of course, but they wanted the Lakers in the NBA Finals. Fans wanted the Lakers in the NBA Finals. It's a big ticket. You have LeBron in the NBA Finals, and it draws a lot of eyeballs. So why should we be excited? I'm excited, but explain your case, because I like the Nuggets and I like Michael Malone. I like this storyline of Jamal Murray coming back from the ACL injury. I like the storyline of Nikola Jokic not winning the MVP this year and leading them to the NBA Finals. Like, I get excited about all that stuff. How are we selling the Nuggets in the NBA Finals? Because they're one win away. I mean, this is just a formality at this point. Yeah.
Listen, it's not just the Nuggets. It's probably the Nuggets and the Heat instead of the Celtics and the Lakers. The Heat are up 2-0, 15-0 teams that are 2-0 up in the conference finals after both road wins are winning. So the Celtics would have to make history too. So we're looking at a matchup here. If we're talking about ratings, I feel like in the NBA, we talk about ratings more than any other sport. Like, we're constantly talking about these matchups and who the marquee players are. And that's probably a byproduct of the sport and the way they market their star players. But we're not going to get the matchup that Adam Silver is hoping he's going to get from a rating standpoint. And the people that are going to enjoy it, like you and I, that love good basketball, that love the good story of a team that stayed together in a free agency era where everybody's moving around all the time, and every time something doesn't work, we get rid of the coach or we have to shake up the roster. The Nuggets have stuck with this, as we talked about, for a long time now. And this is something that they've earned, and they've come together as a team. That's something, to me, to be celebrated. And on top of that, Nikola Jokic is one of the best, most fun players to watch in the league. I mean, he doesn't have the marquee name of a LeBron James, but if you like basketball and you like watching the guy get you good shots with great passes, with drawing double teams and manipulating defenses and all this basketball genius stuff that we talk about with LeBron James, Nikola Jokic brings some of that and more. I mean, he is an unbelievable player, and I don't feel like a lot of people get to see him on a regular basis. So we're going to see him. Chances are we're going to see Jimmy Butler, who looks like a modern-day Kobe. He's the closest thing we've seen to him. I'm talking to scouts about what makes him so great in the playoffs. So there's a lot of great basketball players to watch. I think it'll be a fantastic series. But to your point, it's not Celtics-Lakers. And in the NBA, we tend to talk about those marquee matchups, I think, more than any other sport.
Well, and plus, we'd have a 1 versus 8 if it's Denver and Miami, which is pretty cool, because that's a little bit like the NCAA tournament when you get a huge underdog and a big favorite. But the Heat aren't an 8 seed, so in terms of traditional 8 seeds. But we'll see about that. We'll see about that. But Denver 1 win away from their first NBA Finals in franchise history. Brad Botkin break it down for us here on CBS Sports 8 to you. Brad, thank you. And the Lakers suffering their first loss at home this postseason. Previously 6-0, they lose by 11 in Game 3 of the